Hi, welcome back here in Orlando, AVSI Exponential 2022. We're back live, and here is our first partner and friend, Bobby Watts from Watts Innovations. Welcome.
Hey,
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be back. I feel like we were just here.
Right, we were, and you were one of the first, of our interview partners last year at the AUSI. So, for you, it's like
It's like deja vu.
It
It was
is.
like less than a year ago, and it's great to see so many people, and through this COVID stuff as well.
Right.
I feel like more people now are kind of getting back to normal life, which has been
And
awesome.
it already feels different than last Exponential, right? Right, it does.
It feels more open, and a lot of people here. It's great.
And you mentioned it. It's not so long ago. It's a couple of months.
Yeah.
But a lot happened, right?
Oh man, it's been crazy. It's been wild. So in terms of what we're doing here at Watts Innovations, we've been heavily working with the Alterian team and getting our new Prism Sky aircraft just released and out to the market. And it's in like the final stages of production right now.
All right.
And very exciting indeed. And so in terms of like my day, like I spend like 99% of my time doing engineering. And
You do?
Yeah.
That's what CEOs do, right?
Right. And so we've been hiring other engineers and team members left and right, trying to just kind of catch up to the demand.
Yeah.
And the finished product right here to my left is man, it's beyond anything I could have imagined when we unveiled Prism Sky.
Yeah, maybe tell us a little bit about what we can see here. Or actually, there were a couple of announcements yesterday around the vehicle, right?
Absolutely,
so what
absolutely.
was these announcements about?
Yeah, so with Prism Sky here, it's a 55-pound NDAA compliant aircraft. And we make it to be a platform, right, for many uses. So uses like LiDAR scanning or package deliveries or mapping, surveying, things like that. So 55-pound aircraft, and yesterday we actually just announced our new line of smart batteries, which we just call Watts. I mean, the name works, right? It was too easy to not call it that.
Right, absolutely.
And then we also announced our new delivery winch, which we call Real. And so between our Watts batteries and Real delivery winch, they are both heavily part of the Alterian ecosystem, I would say. To where we're heavily relying upon the standards that you guys are helping to create in the open source community, and then we're running those into the flight controller or into Skynode and able to control it there. So for example, like our Real delivery winch, it just plugs into the drone with one connector, and the entire software side that is Real runs on Skynode.
Nice.
So if we want to do an update to the winch, it's just an over-the-air update. We built in a whole control panel so users can adjust the delivery speed and things like that. And so these are things we couldn't have even dreamed about even a year ago, right? Like even this time talking last year, we were becoming more familiar with the Alterian product. But now that we've been working with you and your engineers more, it's like, wow, this is powerful. So it's been cool. We've been busy.
Yeah, and I'm
really
so
busy.
glad to hear that, because I guess you had high expectations on that when we talked last year, and I'm glad that it looks like we achieved what we wanted to achieve, right?
It is. And people have been kind of asking, like, I'd say with Prism Sky, we're slightly delayed in shipping, but these days
Who's not these days, right?
Well, right. I can say, supply chain. But the fact of the matter is, to be quite honest, is that what you guys are offering in your ecosystem allows us as the engineering side to just play. It's like, oh, we can do this now. So then, okay, let's add this feature in and then not charge anything else. Let's charge that in. So things that we're doing like ADS-B will come standard now.
Right.
And it just works. And you're flying in AMC and you see a plane pop up. It's great. So things like that, all the way to, as I mentioned, how everything's interfacing to AMC, over-the-air updates, and just a lot of things under the hood that we've been doing where from the user it just makes a better product.
Absolutely.
So we've been doing that. And then the other good thing is we just got a lot more pre-orders than expected.
And
it's been great. It's been a good problem. So it's actually allowed us to kind of level up the engineering to where in the past, maybe we would get away with 3D printing some parts to where now it's like, all right, let's do a proper injection mold and, kind of set up more of a higher scale production.
Yeah, and you did increase your own team as well. I saw a lot of posts of new joiners on your LinkedIn.
We did, and we're still looking for more. So if I'm gonna make a
you can do a little ad.
Like if you're an engineer and you want to make some awesome products, hit us up. Seriously, we need help. Electrical, mechanical, software. We're just looking for some really talented people to help us continue to pull this across the finish line and more. So
right. Yeah, there's going to be more. And talking about more, so if we step back a little bit from the product, but also look at the wider industry.
Yeah.
So what's the trends that you see, like from your customers, your partners, or the general industry?
Yeah, I'm seeing we saw this last year. I've been seeing it progressively over time. But number one, the pull away from Chinese-made drones. Like,
right.
That's here in North America. Like, that's the biggest thing we're seeing. And at first it was no DJI, then it was no DJI flight controllers, then it's no Chinese-made critical parts. So now everything we do, for example, is NDAA compliant because we just can't afford not to. There's too many customers who need a NDAA compliant solution. So even down to our smart battery is NDAA compliant. Our winch is NDAA compliant because we're now at the point where we're just making so many products ourselves, where if we have the choice between a Chinese chip and any other chip or something else, then we just make that choice.
Okay, right.
So that's been one. The others I've been seeing, a tactic we've been doing, which has been working well in our favor, I think, and I'm seeing others maybe delay products as a result. It's just being too reliant upon these subsystems that you have to just buy the whole system, where with us, we're just choosing to just make it. Where it's like, in the past, maybe there's only one or two solutions for like a handheld radio, where now it's just like, let's just make it. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with the supply chain crunch. It's the only way that we can kind of get ourselves out of it. You guys are in the same situation with Skynode. Like, Skynode's amazing, but because you make it yourself, you can get yourself out of this supply chain crunch.
Yep.
So supply chain has been fun. We're having to go to third-party markets and buy chips for 70 times the markup price, but hey, you got to do it to ship. So that's been fun. We're seeing a big focus on deliveries these days.
Yeah, you told us about the Winch, right? So that's definitely addressing the delivery use cases.
Yeah,
right?
Deliveries, but just for like residential, as drone deliveries, but also kind of government, people just wanting to haul cargo from one place to another. We see that as a big one. Other than that, I am just seeing a lot of people beginning to kind of play in the ecosystem that you guys are helping to create, and it's really just been quite incredible. And I think like the perfect thing we can point to is, for example, we just got a new Gremsy PE gimbal in the other day.
That was also announced last week. Yeah, and we have some here at the booth actually.
Great, and so we got ours in Thursday or Friday, and so the reason I believe that you guys are doing the right thing, and this is why this works, is because Altiera Enacted is the central interface, and this is what we talked about last time.
We did,
and it's so cool because it happened. So you guys are the central interface, and we as the manufacturer interface with you to your standards, and then the gimbal manufacturer interfaces with you to the gimbal standards. And then if we do our job right and they do our job right, then when I get the gimbal, we adjust 5 parameters, done, it works. And so now we have it here on display, and it's working great.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's what I'm really hoping for in the industry, is to see more, with these hardware and software kind of open source standards that I think you guys are really helping to create, right?
Yeah, and the nice thing, I think, we mostly talked about camera payloads last time.
Yeah.
Now you mentioning the gimbals.
Yeah.
But there's more actually, because I can see another accessory on the other side of that drone, right?
Yeah. I mean, with the winch, it's the same thing, and we build this to the same standards.
Right.
So the idea is like, if we wanted to, one day we could upstream that, and our winch control panel and everything else could be in, the next release of the APX4. So we could easily do that. Something like our smart battery, we're utilizing UAV CAN. So even on here, on this machine here, we've got the Drone Rescue Systems DR25 parachute.
Right, and the parachute. So that's even another component,
exactly.
Right?
So we integrated that, and we talked to you. Hey guys, does the parachute work? Yeah, it just works. We plug it in. Hey, it just works. And so it's a shift. I'm seeing a shift between, it's just starting to happen now, where all these kind of providers are coming in with Altiera acting as the central hub to these, to interface with all of us, so that you can interface with the battery manufacturers, the parachute manufacturers, gimbal, camera, And then when we all kind of meet in the middle at Altiran, it all just works. And it works really well. So something like a parachute, we've done 2 or 3 deployments now. Just go out, cut the motors, and automatically deploys and comes down and didn't even break a prop. So
yeah, so and we're
exciting.
actually going to talk to some of these ecosystem partners later this week. So parachute and also other accessories that you maybe wouldn't expect. So
yeah.
But before we end, now we looked at trends of the industry or your customers, but if we focus back on what's innovations, so what's coming up for you guys in the next 12 months?
Production. We've announced everything that we got, I think. I'm sure we have 1 or 2 things that we've been working on, but this is just about everything we got. So now we've got plenty of interest in what we're doing, which is just amazing. We're super fortunate. And now it's just gotta, where the rubber meets the road, just hit production and crank product out there.
Right.
So once again, if you're an engineer and you know how to make things, hit us up. But that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Bobby.
Yeah,
it was good to have you here.
Yeah,
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to see you next time at this table when there's Exponential again,
or
whatever other
cool.
event.
And we'll see what
see how production went and how many engineers applied. Right.
I hope it's a lot. All right. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Join us later. Bye.
See ya.